Good morning, YouTube. So this is a quick update, really. I went to Paignton over the weekend just gone by. Went down on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, demonstrating every day, and on the Sunday did 2 days. Took the camera with me to monitor the trip and show you the tour bay and the torquay area, and what I do and what I get up to while I'm away on these small trips, serving a number of days there. And I dropped the camera, broke the lens, and so I lost all the footage for that. During that demonstration, some people had travelled quite a distance to come and see me, and one of the viewers, John, was at the demonstration. And my opening statement on the Sunday morning, I think it was, I'm sure John will correct me if I'm wrong, was I have father-in-law here, and he asked me afterwards on an inbox, how on earth do you decipher the relationship to in-laws? So in this video, we'll be looking at that. So this mechanic to decipher if it's brother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, you know, the in-laws, or just relationships in general, is something that I use throughout my everyday. This is something that that I have not perfected, but certainly put a lot of effort into getting right. And the way that I decipher that kind of subtle information during communication is quite a simple mechanic, just takes lots and lots of practice as such. And then it's trying to describe how I do that to a camera, to the viewers, to anyone asking in a workshop, etc. And the only way I can describe it is it's like a ripple that kind of goes through the feeling, it goes through the communication. This may be the words that I speak and I feel it ripple, or as I say it. So I am aware of father, it will ripple slightly, and then that's when I add step in my head, or in-law in my head. So stepfather, no, that's still wrong. Father-in-law, and it just seems to smooth out. It seems to be right. And the way that I develop this, the way that I use this in my everyday, is the words of people, so the way they speak to me. We're all psychic. I mean, we've all walked into a room and we know when there's an argument just taken place just prior. Or we know something's not quite right, what's wrong, what's going on here. And so we can feel it. That's our sentient being, that's our psyche picking up that information without us actually acknowledging that information. So if I said to you, look at my blue t-shirt today, something immediately kind of hits you, like, blue, that's not blue, it's well, the top part's white. You know, so you recognise that something isn't right there. It's like a ripple that comes through, and you realise there's something not quite true about that. I can see a white t-shirt and yet you're telling me it's a blue t-shirt. The same way as any given scenario, someone may speak some words to you, and every bit of you just goes, no, that's a lie, that's not real. And so that's how I move the energy. I work with the energy when I'm working with a communicator in the spirit world, or as a psychic reading. And so through that process, I wait for the ripples. I wait for it to sort of not be quite right. And then as I say it, I can adjust it till it kind of smooths out. That's the best way I can describe that, really. So there'll be lots of examples that you can use within your everyday. I mean, we've all got a life going on outside of YouTube, outside of mediumship, and you can work this in as an exercise of every minute of every day. As and when you think of it, you can start to use it. This is something that is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take lots and lots of practice. And then obviously you need to be able to find the truth behind the practice that you're doing. If you're using this in a real-time situation and it is really important, you have emotions that are going to be attached to that situation. So the results may differ quite a lot at first. But once you learn and once you get this up and running and once you get the handling of this mechanic, it's one where you rarely require words. It's one where you can just be in the company of someone and the unspoken word is enough. You know what's going on, you know what's happening. I'm not saying read everyone in every scenario, but with the intent to practice, this will be something that you can sharpen up quite a lot. So as I stand upon a platform or in a classroom or at circle, and I stand up and I go, I'm aware of a man here and he draws me to be in father, and I know that that's wrong because that ripple takes effect, I can adjust it as I did on Sunday. So as this gentleman joins me, I'm aware that it is father. No, it's not. It's father-in-law. Yes, that's right. It's father-in-law. And so then as I work with father-in-law, his story can then begin to unfold. And so that is how I get around the step families or the in-law family. Equally, as I have just said, that I can work it into my everyday and every scenario. As I speak, I wait for the ripple. As I listen to you speak, I wait for the ripple. I find where the truth is up to, and then decipher from there where the ripple took place, what part of that wasn't quite right or quite accurate, and in that process I can then make the adjustments which will then feel smooth again. So I hope that answers your question, John, that you inboxed me on Sunday evening, I believe. So I hope that answers it. I hope some of you can find some information on, or use some of this information that is available on this video now. Go away, take it to your circles, take it to your private lives, take it to your mediumship, if you are a public demonstrator. As I said, unfortunately, I can't do any outside at the moment, and I was looking to do more and more outside, but I've broke my lens, and if any of you have any idea of the costs of camera equipment, it's ridiculous, and it's smashed completely. There is no fixing it, which also will require ND filters, so on and so forth. So for the time being, it's like I'm being forced to do it in the home, under lighting. We'll see, but I will replace it as quickly as I possibly can. Order new ND filters, and the ND filters are the sunglasses for the lens for when you're outside, and hopefully I can get some more outside again soon. So I know I missed Friday and Monday's upload, so I'll upload this one as soon as possible, try and clear the backlog that I promised. But that's the problem when you're staying away and the internet connection isn't so good, and these take a couple of gigs to upload. So for now, if you like the video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, hit that notification bell if you want to be notified, and I will see you all in the next video.